Hey, hello there. Good evening. It's your friendly neighborhood realtor again up here in the Pacific Northwest, Marcus. You probably noticed that I have a little whiteboard up here. So we're going to play a little bit of elementary math, right? Because I am going to conduct a little briefing on the status of housing over at Kitsap Peninsula, at Kitsap County. Okay, and the reason why is that for the last week or so, I've been going up to Facebook answering a lot of questions that are quite similar to the concerns and pretty much questions that I've been getting with regards to the status of the market status of housing over in Kitsap. Now, there's why Kitsap, right? It's because, well, I'm not going to say when. We have an aircraft carrier coming in, transferring this year. Due to OPSEC reasons, I know I get a lot of flack from my active duty servicemen, my friends. So, Mark, you can be telling, I know you're already retired, but it's not like the Russians don't exactly know this info, all right? So, anyway, just to appease everybody, okay? So, I've helped folks over in Bangor, over in PSNS Bremerton, which shares the same joint base, Kitsap. Kitsap Naval Base, basically, is a cocoon of the sub base, PSNS, and the underwater surface warfare base in Keyport. So those three establishments shares Naval Base Kitsap. But I guess the biggest chunk of all these moves are going to come in from the USS Ronald Reagan. Now, within the next few months, as a matter of fact, I've already had contacts from families that are already here. Okay, so if you're not here yet and you're going to be doing your research, you may want to quicken up and hasten up on this decision making of yours, because after I tell you what these numbers are going, it's going to reflect hopefully certain types of. I don't want to put you guys in a predicament, okay? Especially for family members that are looking into homes whose intent is to buy a home over in the Kitsap Peninsula County area. All right. So let's start with basic numbers. All around the peninsula, there are a total of. You're gonna be stunned, right? As of today, what is it today? The 9th of April? Is it the 9th of April already, right? Yes, the 9th of April. As of April 9, there are a total of 387 homes in the market in Kitsap. And Kitsap is a big county. So that is anywhere from a cheap, I don't know what's the cheapest home in Kitsap, $200,000, all the way up. I've seen $2.3 million homes up north in the Haynesville area, great mansions. So in between those numbers of 387, right? What is basically the most practical home that the service member is going to get into? So I just plucked up all this information, right? From 0 to 300,000, right? There are 89 homes in the market. 89. Okay? From, is it 300,000? From 500,000, no, 500,000. My bad, my mistake. From 500K to a million. Now, this is for the whole county, right? There are 232 homes. Whoops. My dry erase marker is drying off. 232 homes in the market. Now, if you look at the county on where mostly our military service members actually end up living, right? There are 4 locales. Let's talk about Bremerton. Out of this 232, right? Bremerton, there are 67 homes in the market. 67. All right? Down the line, just north of it is. No, don't dry on me. Polsbo. How many in Polsbo? 25. Let me drop this camera that I have so that you guys can see that angle, right? Polsbo is 25 homes. You go down south, if you take Highway 3, come down 16 and take 166 or take 16 to, I've already forgot the street, heading east of Port Orchard, okay? Port Orchard. It's dry enough. 84 homes. And Silverdale, there are 18 homes right now. Okay? So if you do the math, you add all these fours, a total of 194 homes as of today. Now, by the weekend, that 194 is going to drop to about 100. They're going to be bought. And then come Monday, Tuesday, it's going to go back up again. So, coming from a realtor, from a real estate agent, we know for a fact that this is cyclic. These events are cyclic in nature. Okay? So this number reflects what we have right now. Now, as week goes by, as summer goes by, these numbers will go up. It is the trend every year. The best time to sell a house is always the summertime. But I understand, all right? I PCS before. I have seen, last time I checked, I have done 16 total household moves in my naval career. Out of those was 18 geographic moves, and out of those 18 was a total of 16 moves. You know, 2 moves in one, 3 moves in one, from housing to apartment. So I understand it is extremely stressful, okay? And part of what I like doing is assisting you folks. The very reason why we get to do what we do is because you do what you do. You or your spouse, whoever is deployed, whoever is not home. And the catalyst of the family that keeps everybody binded together is normally the spouse that stays home. Okay? So if you guys got any questions, issues, concerns about any of these moves, please let me know. Oh, one other thing. Rentals. Okay? I got an email from one of our dedicated service members on the Reagan regarding rentals. Now, there's not a lot of rentals out there. I can send you any rentals that are on the MLS, but the difference is when you're dealing with rentals via a real estate agent like myself, where we do resales and new construction, we don't get everything. The very reason is this: property managers, once they put everything in the market for rentals, they don't stay long, all right? They do not stay long in the market. Just angle this up again. There. So that I don't have to stoop down. I'm sorry for the lighting, right? It's not my bad hair, it's the lighting. So rentals do not stay long. Now what I'm going to suggest is, I've been sending rentals to everybody that I know that needs one, that's looking into rentals. These listings go quick. If you're not transferring here within the next few weeks, just study these rentals. Study the numbers, okay? Conform it to your BAH and see if it's workable. Some of these condos, townhomes, those apartments are as much as renting a home. So when I send you these rentals, take a look at it. See if it works for you. Take a look at the location, okay? Location. Now, if you Google map Kitsap County, as I already mentioned earlier, the top 4 locales where our service member actually ends up living, right? It's just because of the strategic location of PSNS Bremerton, which is on the southeast, Bangor, which is on the northwest, and Keyport, which is in the northeast. So it kind of forms a triangle, right? So if you Google map it, Bremerton is on the bottom left, right? Silverdale is smack in the middle with Polsbo just up north, right? And then Bangor to the west and Keyport to the right. Now, Port Orchard, there's a reason why it's cheaper in Port Orchard. Again, Google map it and it'll show you. You take Highway 30, it curves around. It's only one-way highway to 16 or 166. It takes you to the other side of the water. I already forgot the Point Defiance. I already forgot that strip of water which overlooks the base from Port Orchard. But that is the very reason why it's cheaper there. $600,000 home in Silverdale is probably going to be $450,000 in Port Orchard. Cheap. Exactly. Now you got to have to deal with that traffic on the way to and from home. That's heading south. Some of the good buys are up north, where you don't have to make that circuitous route towards Port Orchard. You take Highway 3 all the way up north. Taking the ferry, you don't have to get to the ferry, but it's all the way to Kingston, which takes you on a ferry to the other side of the sound, right? So anyway, that's besides the point. So I would look into the northern section of Kitsap County. Some of the good buys are right there. You know, there's plenty of space, plenty of acreage. If you could find, Silverdale is the most expensive. There will be no homes. Traditionally, we want a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. I don't know, 10,000 square foot lot. You're not going to get that home for less than $500,000 in Silverdale. You go north to Polsbo, you may get lucky, but it's still going to be in that vicinity. Bremerton is cheaper for obvious reasons. Now, if you go west Bremerton or north Bremerton, which is in the boundary of Silverdale, Tracyton, or heading towards Keyport, those are some of the good buys. Okay, they're kind of close to the boundary. There's one by north of Silverdale, kind of envelope Silverdale, Polsbo, and Bremerton, by where the mall is. So those are some of the good buys. I would Google map it, right? Just get information about that locale. If you have kids, some say, I live on the other side of the sound in Marysville, Snohomish County. From what I have gathered, from people that I have talked to, they say the best school system is north, then central, north Kitsap, central Kitsap, then south Kitsap, till you actually get to Gig Harbor. Gig Harbor, that's just a different school system. There are no $800,000 homes down in Gig Harbor. It's quite a drive, but it's a great place to live. That being said, again, the majority of our service members are in those 4 towns. And you guys already know, I have shown homes from Haynesville all the way down to Port Orchard if you're getting stationed over in Bremerton, Bangor, or Keyport. I think that pretty much covers it. Again, if you guys have any questions, I hope these numbers helped out, all right? Don't be alarmed. If you're not transferring here till like middle of summer, these numbers will change. Now, I understand. Some of these homes are going to be gone. If it's a good steal, a good buy, comparable market value, it's going to be gone in less than a week. Okay? So if you're working with an agent, you better harass that agent and tell him, her, I need listings every week. What's going on here? What are we expecting? I'm going to tell you right now what to expect. These numbers are going to change. The inventory is probably going to go up by June, which means there are going to be more homes. But I look at the numbers too. If you're on the USS Ronald Reagan and 3,500 sailors, right? Or let's just say 3,000 sailors. Let's just say 500 of those families. 500 of those sailors have families are going to be looking for a house. 500. Right now, there's only 387 homes in the whole county. That's not a lot. All right. So get a hold of your agent. Uh, I have represented service members. I just closed one in Bremerton for a submariner whose wife is also a vet, and they're coming in the next few weeks to move into their house. They haven't even seen the house. They haven't even been here. I haven't even held them the keys or provided them the keys. But this is the extent now of what you're looking at. If you are PCSing, you are moving, whatever you do, a ditty move, I don't know if that's how they call it now, or having the Navy do all the moves for you. But I would be the first one to actually greet you in the Pacific Northwest. I thought personally that I was going to retire in San Diego, California, till I rolled in here in the late 90s and I saw how beautiful the state is. You could smell the trees, literally. Then I left back to California for recruiting, over to Japan on a guided missile destroyer, and then my last tour was back to Washington for shore duty. My very first real shore duty. And we stayed, right? So enjoy your stay in Washington, whether you're staying, you're visiting, or 2, 3, 4 years here. If you're one of those that loves camping, fishing, hiking, going out in the wilderness, out in the woods, shooting. I shoot a lot. Sport shooting though. You're going to love this state, all right? And lastly, it doesn't rain a lot. A lot of people said, oh, it rains a lot in Washington. No. I came from a country wherein you get bombarded by the monsoon 8 months out of the year. This isn't rain. This is a drizzle. But anyway, if you folks have any questions at all right? Love you guys. I'm here to serve you guys. Whether you have an agent or not, I don't really care. Ask me anything. Email me, Facebook me, send me a smoke signal. I can care less. I'm here to serve you guys. Again, thank you for what you do, because we wouldn't be doing what we do now if it wasn't for you guys doing what you guys do. You and your family members and your spouses. You guys take care. I'll see you guys here. Enjoy the evening. Post.